While watch companies like to celebrate the prestige of high complications like the tourbillon and minute repeater, many die-hard collectors find themselves obsessed with a genre that isn't in the limelight that often. Chronographs truly have it all. They combine a sense of utility and precision with an interactive nature that's impossible to match. Other watches allow themselves to be admired, but a chronograph needs to be touched and operated. Indeed, touch and feel is one of the most important criteria in defining what is a high-end chronograph and what is not. Years ago, during what was called the golden age of wristwatches in the 1940s and 50s, many chronographs shared the same excellent technical characteristics created by movement makers like Valjoux, Venice, and Lemania. This Breguet Classique chronograph is one of the last of its kind. Inside you'll find a beautiful chronograph movement, formerly known as the Lemania 2310. Until recently, it could be found inside the best chronographs from Patek Philippe as well as Vacheron Constantin. From the back you can see the important parts in action. Pushers drive the column wheel, which is a central feature of traditional high-end chronographs. The column wheel controls the chronograph mechanism, moving levers that engage the clutch and disengage it to stop the chronograph. Reset hammers contact small heart-shaped cams that move the counters back to zero. One of the things that make these pieces so special is that watchmakers have to spend hours carefully finishing and fitting the parts together, making sure the teeth mesh and the hammers make perfect contact. The buttery feel you get when you operate the pushers is the hallmark of a well-made chronograph. Since those days, chronograph development has progressed in two directions. The late 1960s saw the introduction of chronographs with automatic winding systems, best exemplified by Zenith's El Primero movement, which not only added an efficient rotor system, but a high 5 Hz frequency, enabling the piece to effectively measure 1/10 of a second. The other major innovation was the heart piece limiter system inside the widely used Valjoux 7750 movement. This system replaced the delicate column wheel with an inexpensive, easy-to-produce set of parts. Subsequent developments, like the vertical clutch introduced by Frédéric Breguet, now part of Blancpain in 1986, offer more precise engagement and simpler assembly for the manufacturer. Things, however, are changing. In the late 1990s, A. Lange & Söhne developed their own chronograph, favoring the old column wheel lateral clutch format for the sake of beauty and luxury. A revival of venerable chronograph maker Minerva, now part of Montblanc, included new versions of its beautiful single-pusher chronographs.
The most important thing was to make the past come to life. That was where our foundation and guiding principle, the consistent thread that helped us to establish something. The legacy of the products was in chronographs, some of the most beautiful chronographs ever made from a structural point of view. Thus, we started our design with 2 chronograph calibers.
Most recently, Patek Philippe introduced its own column wheel lateral clutch movement to replace the collector's favorite reference 5070, which was for years based on the venerable Lemania 2310. Beauty, it seems, conquers all, especially when it comes to chronographs.